So, right when I start talking, these cars drive out on the street. Two of them. Um, right when, or today, I had a catch, creepbusters, and this guy invited me to his house, thinking that I'm a 13-year-old girl. Um, and there was all these cars driving by, and just like stopping and like staring at us. And we're just like standing out in front of his house, And I got my camera on him. And so like there's just all these people just like stopping and staring at us, and like a lot of them might have been, here comes a cop. A cop and like two other cars, and then those two cars are thinking with each other around the last corners. But I haven't seen any other people out here other than those cars that I mentioned. I can just open my blinds before I start recording, just so I got some stalkers to look at and talk about. But anyway, but there's just all these cars driving by, and there's like a lot of cars driving by though. Like some of them might have been people that were just watching the live stream, because it's a small town, so it could just be that, some of them, but a lot of them were stalkers, I think, because there's just a lot of cars coming up and stopping like right behind me. Like I'm just like standing facing toward his house. And then there's this truck that honked right when he drove by, and like there's this one car that was just like sitting off to the side. And it was a blue car. And but the pred though was just like looking around at all these cars, and he was just like, do you know all these people? He's like, what? He was like because it was a lot of car, like it's probably a lot more traffic on the street than there usually is. That's probably why he was doing that. He's just like, he's just looking around all these cars. He's like, do you know all these people? But yeah, so you can go watch that video on the Facebook, Creepbusters. It's one word, Creepbusters. You can go watch that video and you can see what I'm talking about. They just hit me with a frequency in my ear a little bit before I was recording. I don't see any other. I saw one more car drive by out here, but I haven't seen anything else since then. Last night though, I was laying in bed, or I was asleep, and I woke up at like midnight or something like that. Probably, I don't know what time it was, but there's all these people outside my apartment, like making a bunch of noise, car alarms and car horns, and just like yelling or whatever. I don't remember. But they were just making a bunch of noises out there. Like it's like a bunch of car alarms and shit, like right outside the building, you know. after I wake up, you know. So yeah, and then there's been a few sirens today. And then on the catch before this catch, like last week or whenever it was, you can see a bunch of stalkers on that one. There's just a bunch of white cars driving by in the parking lot that we're in. Just a bunch of white cars all around and stuff. Seeing a few stalkers now. It's just a few of them out here. Oh, then this morning, I walked to Walmart and like there was like a few blocks where they weren't doing anything, which is like, I mean, it's Sunday morning too, so on Sunday mornings it's like slowed down, but still though, like they usually just have to do something like every street that I cross during the daytime, especially, like they just have to. Every time I cross the street, or if not at the street, then like at the corner of the first building, like the first corner of the building, when after I get across the street, they have to do something there. My refrigerator just turned on as this car drove out, and then it drove around the corner with the AC thing turning off. But yeah, this morning though, they it was like a few blocks where they weren't doing anything, and then like I get to this one street, and there's these kids yelling synced, and these birds flying up at the same time and shit. And then it was like one white truck and he had a red shirt, and then it was like no more stalkers, like all the way up to that, like a couple more blocks or whatever. And then it was just non-stop stalkers after that though. But sometimes they'll just stop, those won't stalk me for a while. And it's like, damn, where are they at? And then it's usually around that time, like especially if I'm recording and I say that, they'll just pop out all of a sudden. Be like, where are the stalkers at? And here they come, like 10 of them. It's like, whoa. Okay. And then this white truck drove by, and then this car is driving by me right now. And then this other car drove out right after he went around the corner. And then no more cars. I saw a couple of cars that were driving by themselves. One of them was a white SUV though. So I don't know about those cars, but all the rest of the cars were stalkers. then on the way back from the catch, there was a bunch of cops stalking me. The cops came to the catch too, cause just go watch it. But on the way back from the catch though, I saw like a bunch of cop cars stalking me.